with Latin passion. Mas Fuego. Get the fire. Mas Fuego is an entirely new concept in beverage technology. It's a drink that is full of caffeine that keeps you awake and makes you anxious.
Oh, it makes my boyfriend crazy. He's like a Latin bull, even though he's a Chinese. Tears me to pieces.
Now that's some Latin passion. Mas Fuego. Synthesized Latin testosterone energy drink. Live life to the limit.
No.
Is there something wrong with me? It's my weight, isn't it?
No, you're great. Just the way you are.
Erectile dysfunction is more common than you think, especially due to the fatigue and alcohol abuse that often accompanies taking home a large, needy girl from the bar late at night. That's why there's Mollus. Don't let your penis let you down. Mollus overrides the dignity and disgust that often result from a sexual encounter with a desperate girl. So you can have the confidence and stamina to make an impression that lasts.
Wow, that was incredible. Can I see you tomorrow?
Yeah, listen, could you use the back door so my friends don't see you?
Asshole!
Ask your bartender about Mollus, or order online from any number of disreputable Mexican pharmacists. Mollus is Vesuvius citrate and should be taken with alcohol. Mollus, respect be damned.
When you die, it doesn't have to be the end. Hi, I'm Uzi Fitzsimmons, and I know that you, your animals, even women, have an essence that continues to flow after the death of a body. In ancient Egypt, where they were fascinated with triangles, man-cats, and incest, the mummification process ensured that in 1,000 years, you'll still look great, and your spirit can make love after death. Wow! Now you can too! Preserve your heritage and soul in the next life by getting mummified. Just listen to one of our customers who signed up. I swear I didn't pay him.
Hey, when they bury you, worms beat out your brain. Or they burn the shit out of you. What if I ain't really dead? Even if I'm dead, I don't want that shit. Then I heard about mummification. I'ma get myself some crazy sarcophagus or some shit like that. I'm a pharaoh.
Wow, mummification. Preserve yourself the ancient way.
My whole life, I felt like something was wrong. I thought maybe I was gay or transgender. But having tried both of those, it wasn't that. Then I realized what it was. I hate walking. Now, thanks to the Relax Power X motorized scooter from Ambulate, I haven't walked in 2 years. And I'm much happier. My cup is always half full, and thanks to the cup holder, it never spills. Now I never have to worry about indigestion. I can roll my fat ass to the fridge without ever getting tired.
The Relax Power X motorized scooter from Ambulate comes with special parking permits for your car, so you can begin living a life of luxury. Why worry about health, your weight, or what people think of you? Now, you're faster. Motorized scooters are the future of the American lifestyle. Carefree. That's the Relax Power X from Ambulate. Take the weight off your feet.
Stopping global warming has finally gotten cool. Street style meets environmental concern with this seriously bad, morally good, fully customizable luxury VIP style hybrid sedan. The Karen Dilettante. Expensive, but the earth is worth it. She'll swoon at your low exhaust emissions and maybe let you do a bit of exploring of her exhaust too. If you understand real bling, you can make it run on expensive champagne and fine cigars. Save the planet for only $39,999. The Karen Dilettante. Bad plus good equals better for everyone.
You step on the scale each morning. Another 5 pounds. Ugh, it's a heartbreaking misery that knows no equal. But it's not your fault. You've just given up hope. Now it's time to take back that control with a pill. Take a Lipergix after each meal and you're guaranteed to lose weight. That's because it eradicates and evacuates the elements that cause you to gain weight. Lipergix is not available in pharmacies or drugstores, bogged down by regulations. We give you this one-time only chance to cut out the middleman and the FDA by ordering dangerous and potentially life-threatening chemicals over the web. Visit Lipergix.com today and take back the power.
Hello, hello. Let's see. But well, hello, Bucky Days. David, hey, hon. Why don't we go ahead and just pop our guest in? Why don't we wait 10 minutes instead of being bored to death?
Hello.
Hello. So we got Bucky Days here.
That's my boy Brandon. Boogie Days.
And then David, who he's in Maine. And Micah, hey, hon. Yeah, David ran into somebody that's part of the paranormal. Isn't that right, David? Mike O is this dude, he knows is crystals. Him and his wife sell it. Sell it, God. And yup. We had David up and we just went off on this person. But we're gonna be nice this time. At least try to. But Mike, this dude knows crystals big time and extremely. He's not far from you, Jason.
Far from me?
Mm-mm. He's not far from you.
Out in Dallas.
Of course, everybody's gonna be like, Dallas.
Dallas, what?
Dallas, what? Where? Texas?
Not Texas.
And don't have Ed pop in because Ed's gonna go off on Texas. He has this favorite saying. He always says, "Oh Lord, no, don't do it." He's directly above me, so I can hear him move. Don't do it. Be nice. Be nice. Be nice.
The only two things come from Texas.
Yeah. Yes.
It's Steers and Buggy Days. No. Love you, man.
Mike says, Mike O says, Dallas down the street. Yes. So
I live near the waterfall, if he knows where the waterfall is.
Let's see. God. And somebody's not doing his job. Oh, hello, the famous Mr. Ed.
What kind of job do you want?
Wayne, hello. And Michael, hello. And Mike says, yes, exactly. He knows exactly where the waterfalls are.
Okay, awesome. That's where I live, right a mile from the waterfall.
Where did Jason go? Oh, he's back.
What? He didn't go anywhere.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
What are you doing? Are you miss? Oh.
And you say, hi, David. You good today?
What?
Hello, David. How are you today?
So we're going to do a little bit of talking as we wait because, it takes forever. Michael coughed, Dallas, Texas, my backyard. No, your backyard, our backyard, my backyard. Yeah, well, is it my backyard?
No, I just found out there's an Atlanta, Texas too.
What?
They have Dallas, Texas, and an Atlanta, Texas, and we have a Dallas, Georgia, and Atlanta, Georgia. It's funny. There's an Atlanta, Texas.
Okay. I didn't know that.
I guess people came from Dallas, Georgia, and went to Dallas, Texas, and said, "Hey, we should name it Atlanta." We can't come up with any new creative names. Let's just name it Atlanta.
It's got to be your generation.
So, has any of you seen the Black Phone?
Ed has been talking about this movie called Black Phone.
No, I have not seen it yet, but I've heard mixed reviews.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's any movie. You either have fans of different types of genres and movies, and that's why I tend to not take people's advice on movies, especially if I do want to see it. I don't take their advice on it. I just go see it because I can't tell you how many movies that I have seen that people have said that's terrible, and turns out to be phenomenal movies.
Yeah,
it's in the house. Sorry, honey.
What's up, Pro?
Do you remember that Canadian movie? That was a good movie too. Pretty important in it, but the
Canadian
two elderly people were devil worshippers, and they kidnapped this woman, and she's pregnant, and they're trying to.
That is a creepy movie.
It's.
Are you talking about Mandy?
It's a nice movie. I don't remember what the name.
When you said Canadian movie, I know if you're talking about Strange Brew with Doug and Bob McKenzie, but that's a little bit of.
Why are you talking about a movie you don't even know the title of?
Okay. Let me look it up.
If it's Mandy, I know what you're talking about, but I'm not sure if it's the Mandy with Nicolas Cage in it or not.
No.
Okay.
No, because these are actors we had no idea about. Hello,
Okay.
Crow. How you doing, hon? How many hours did we talk on the phone the other night? We talked forever. He's my fellow insomniac. I cannot sleep, and so he's either on a live or I catch him at a good time. Ooh, Stepford Wives.
Talking about talking on the phone for somebody ever. Too bad they don't have a CB radio, right?
Oh my God. Okay, I gotta explain to you guys.
CB radio.
I have to explain to you guys. Me and Jace have known each other since 89. I'm not even going to say the number of years because no, I'm not going to do it.
That'd be 32, almost 33.
You. Thanks a lot for making me feel old.
Oh, it won't make you feel old until I say that's the year after I was born.
Oh my God. Oh my. So you're saying I'm old enough to be your mom?
Technically, yes.
And I could be his grandfather.
That's older, so I mean. Let's see. Okay. Strange Brew. It is Strange Brew. David called it, honey. Strange Brew. And Buggy Days. Take a shot every time someone yells Buggy Days.
I'll have to go get my screwball whiskey then.
And let's see. Michael Koff says CB radios were cool. Oh my God. Let's see. We had a jacked up Bronco. And we're not going to say who owns it because we don't say that name. And we just sat there and talked to truck drivers. I mean, I was like, there was no shows, there was nothing to do, and we're all just sitting there.
The 30-foot tall CB tower in the front yard.
Right.
And Kim would stay on that thing. It's like, are you still talking? It's like, who are you talking to? It's like some guy from wherever he was from, just talking on a CB, driving around in this world.
You know what I miss? I miss Long John Silver's.
Oh, we still have one in Ackworth. It's a Long John Silver's Taco Bell.
That's where we go.
And every time I'm near there, I'm like, I have to go get Long John Silver's. That's the only one that's left that I know of.
I know. There was one in Woodstock. That was the Taco Bell in Long John Silver's. And then that was gone. And then we found the one in Ackworth. And we would, for hockey games, every time our team, and I still have the jersey. I still have the Atlanta Knights jersey.
Oh, yeah.
So every away game we had to go out. It was tradition. We had to go out and get Long John Silver's and bring it back and eat. God. Oh, Crow. I hate their fish, but I love their chicken strips. Ew.
What?
No.
We just like the little crunchy bits.
Right.
I feel like we have Long John Silver's here, too. I just don't understand how they're still in business.
Don't say that.
Remember when
they were lit back in the day, but you never see any cars there or.
Yes, Mike O says it. Long John Silver's is always better than Captain D's.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
At one time when I was working on the other side of Atlanta and I was coming back through the city, I stopped at a Long John Silver's that was inside the city area, and it was actually an all-you-can-eat Long John Silver's.
No.
And I would go in there and gorge. It was the only one that I ever saw that was like that, and I would go there every couple of weeks, coming home from work and gorge eat until I couldn't anymore.
We have a few still in North Carolina.
Yeah, don't rub it in. That's not nice.
I just went to visit my sister in Florida. There was one in Cocoa Beach, and they closed it. I was looking forward to going down there and eating there, but it was closed.
Oh, yeah, they're hush puppies.
So, Michael Koff says we have A&W. We used to have an A&W. It was over by is it North Point Mall?
North Point or North Lake?
No, I think it's North Point in Alpharetta.
Okay, yeah, that's North Point.
So I know there was an A&W. There was a Kenny Rogers. Remember that one? Kenny Rogers?
I don't know if I remember that one.
Oh, my God. And then, let's see, Buggy Days. Everybody take a shot. There's lots around here, but there's never cars there. Crow says, we're cray, Captain D Fish. Ugh.
Yeah, no.
No. Oh, you know what, Michael? Just rub it in. He has Long John Silver's 3 minutes from his house. You know what?
We're all going there. Road trip.
And Crow says Kenny Rogers. Yes, that was good. Kenny Rogers. David says root beer floats are on point. Delivered by a chick on roller skates. What's better than that? Don't say what's better than that, David, because Ed wants to go to Maine and get herring because he misses eating raw herring. Raw herring.
Oh, he's European. They love it over there.
Let's see. What about Hot Now? What? Hot Now? That sounds like a strip club. Hot Now. I'm sorry. Like 50 cents burgers back in the day. That sounds like 50 cents burgers is something you would get at Claremont Lounge.
You don't eat there, do you? Hey, but do you remember going to the Pink Pony? You could go to the Pink Pony and you could get for $5, you could get a steak, a baked potato, and a salad at the Pink Pony. And I used to go there and not even look at girls. I just went there to eat. Better than Waffle House.
Let's see.
I swear, honey, I'm going for the food.
It's only $5. I mean,
I'm saving money. Let's see.
Yeah.
Mike O says when I lived in Oregon, we had Skippers. What's Skippers? I haven't heard that one.
But we still have Bob Evans.
Oh.
Get you some sausage.
Sausage. Oh. Depends on whose sausage. Okay. Hot Now, back in the 90s, Mike O. I've never heard of Hot Now. And let's see, Michael says Bob Evans was good. Hooters is closing. Hooters is closing down. What the hell's wrong with your area? Hooters? Of course, don't get Ed stuck on Hooters. He was so mad when we got married. We married here. And the couple that went with us, it was so funny. They wanted to go to Hooters. And Ed was getting so mad. I don't know what his deal is with Hooters. I never had an issue with Hooters.
I think it's terrible.
What?
It is terrible.
You know what? You need to be careful with telling fibs.
No, what was that about Hooters?
How much you enjoyed it?
No, I didn't enjoy it. The food was mediocre and the beer shit. So no,
That's how you really feel, honey.
to that kind of joint.
Tell us how you really feel.
That's interesting. Legs and eggs.
Was that a strip club for breakfast?
Legs and eggs. Oh my. Now that's a strange thing for a strip club.
Not a 24-hour one in the breakfast. That's right.
Remember, it got to the point where all the bars closed, and the only one to go to was that I don't even know the name of it, but it was a
back streets.
Yeah, the drag. Oh, the drag queens. Oh my God.
Yeah, I was nervous there. Club Any Slime.
Let's see. Michael says I had fries stolen by a waitress at Hooters. What? Why is she stealing food off of your plate? Crow says Hooters, wings, and easy pill shrimp. Ugh. Okay. We're stuck on food. Jason used to torment me when we'd always go out to eat. Remember that all-you-can-eat place that, we had to drive forever to, and it was in the middle of nowhere. And it had Cornish hens. And I'm freaking out over the Cornish hens. And he starts taking the Cornish hen and dancing. And then they had crawfish, crawdads.
Where was that? I'm trying to remember the name of that place.
I think it was
Had to be somewhere in Georgia.
Athens. Way. Because it felt like an hour or more to get there.
I'm trying to remember where it was.
I couldn't even tell you how to get there. It's been that. Ryan's Buffet. Oh, yeah.
I don't think it was Ryan's. Probably like an old country buffet or something like that.
It was in the middle of nowhere. And he tormented me. Oh my God. Mike's like, oh God, I could eat crawfish by the ton. He was, and I was just freaked. No. And he kept, I'd like walk away and he'd sit the head.
Oh, how many oysters did I eat at that one place in New Orleans?
I don't know because that's so.
When y'all speaking of strip clubs, when y'all made me leave the strip club when I was in love. I fell in love with the strip club and I was made to leave. They don't really love you, Jason.
No, it's time to go. It's time to go. You're gonna miss the bus.
Yeah. Who else drives to New Orleans to get a tattoo? Just drives down and gets a tattoo.
And I couldn't drive your truck because it was a stick shift, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yep. So I couldn't drive it.
Yep. And I had the futon in the back and slept. So that was cool.
Oh my God.
That was a hell of a trip.
Yeah. Who was the guy that did the tattoos?
Paul Mazzaro.
I kept forgetting his name. And I was like, let's see, seriously, an unforgettable experience eating breakfast, watching girls strip. Sorry. But
yeah, I put that up because in the morning, really, don't bother me. Don't bother me.
Well,
the girls grinding on you and.
Does it make it easier or worse on the morning wood?
Does it make it easier or worse on what?
Morning wood.
You still have that?
You're older, honey.
Oh yeah.
He is a little bit older than me, so yeah.
Yeah, I need to be. The motor needs to be started. So. I don't have dreams like that either. So it's work.
No eating eggs at strip club.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no. Don't bother me in the morning. It's just like.
Oh, let's see. Michael says I ate at a restaurant once what? Once a child, and it was bad. A tornado hit it that night after I said it ought to be demolished. Michael, did you set your intentions to like hyperdrive?
I need some of your power.
Tell me about it. So let's talk horror movies.
We've already been talking about it.
Right. Well, I have been tormenting. Oh my God, tormenting me. I mean, we'd eat at some place and they'd have some weird food and he had to eat it. And I'm like, no. No. That's my horror movie.
Some restaurants are.
Ugh. Children of the Corn. It was my good deed. It was my good deed. I thought you meant it as in like it like maybe. Children of the Corn.
Malachi.
I watched the newest one. That was awful.
I did not.
It is awful. I was like, yeah, nah.
And this is where I can't really talk about anything because I don't watch horror movies.
Remakes and stuff are tough. You know, they redid Chucky, Child's Play, and it looked like one of the characters from Team America World Police.
I did try to watch the new It. So I watched the original It. It was pretty good for the 80s.
I still don't agree with the way they put it on the screen. I don't agree with it because, I mean, I read the book and then you think like, you could do better.
You could do better. Kind of like Ed was freaking out because he's like, do you know that Stephen King redid The Shining? And I was like, no. And he's like, how could you not know? It was a TV series. It was like 4?
Yeah, 4 episodes. Yeah.
And I was like, never, ever heard of it.
Basically a 4-hour movie.
Yep. And then, but have you seen Dr. Sleep? The continuation of it.
Right.
Yeah. We saw it.
Yeah, which I thought was fantastic.
Yeah.
But I was shocked by it because I was like, this is totally different than the old, it with what's his name in it.
Well, because Kubrick did it the other way around, and he basically made the guy with the axe, the father. He made him the main person in the
right.
movie.
And so the kid.
It's about the kid and the old black man that's working there.
Yeah. I just wanted to say hello, Albert. Thank you for coming. So. Let's see. I've never watched the first It, so I can't comment on that.
I don't know. Maybe it's the fact that it was Tim Curry, and I like Tim Curry that I liked it. But
I was shocked to see him in it.
The new one, I fall asleep every time I try to watch it.
And talking about Tim Curry, didn't we all go to a Rocky Horror Picture Show?
Remember, I used to work at the theater.
Oh yeah.
So that's when they used to have midnight movies. So not only was there Rocky Horror Picture Show, which we used to go in there and taunt all those people with their silliness, and go in there and taunt them.
Nice. That's Rocky Horror Picture Show.
I mean, Rocky Horror was cool, but we used to go in there and mess with them too. I remember one time when they were doing the time warp, we went there and started the pit, and they did not like that.
I bet.
But that was where one of my first introductions to Evil Dead was, or actually Evil Dead 2 at the time, because it was at the midnight movies.
Mm.
So that was, because they would show. They had 6 screens, and they would show The Wall, Rocky Horror, usually a horror movie, and then whatever the big movies were at the time, they would still show them that late at night.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw all those multiple times. And when I worked at the movie theater too, that's when Hellraiser came out, also the very first Hellraiser. So I would go watch multiple parts of that throughout the time when I worked there. I would go into the theater and watch parts of the movie when I was supposed to be cleaning.
See, Mike goes with me on that. It was the thing to do. Except, let's see, how old was I? Oh, because I met Ashley. Remember Ashley Riley?
Yes, I do. Ashtray.
That's where I met him. It was a Cobb Cinema that was doing midnight movies.
I gotcha.
And I was this tiny little petite thing, so I had to be 15.
Yeah.
And I was dating this guy. He threw me over his shoulder, and Ashley bit my butt cheek. I'm like, dude, you don't know me. Why are you biting my butt?
I do have to say the horror movies, I feel like they were a lot better back in the 80s than they are now.
Yes.
I agree with you on that because they a lot of practical effects.
Right.
They didn't rely on as much CG and everything. But a lot of directors and stuff now have tried to continue using practical effects. Instead of trying to go with CG, they'll try to use as many practical effects and go back to original stuff like that. Tom Savini and all the kind of different kind of stuff like that using practical effects were at the time the only way to do it.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and I like the fact when they but continued the Ghostbusters movie, the new one, they actually used a puppet similar for the Hellhound. They didn't CG it at all. It was pretty much the same puppet they used back in the 80s.
Yeah. That's cool.
They were trying to keep it, the same feel and everything.
Yeah, because it bombed before that.
Yeah.
If you look at Star Wars, when they use a CG Yoda,
it doesn't look right.
And jumps all around the place and stuff, and it looks horrible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but that's right. Because if you look now at the newest Jurassic Park, then CGI is even worse than they make in computer games. It's just terrible.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't even look right.
And they're coming out with another one, aren't they?
Yeah, they just did. Went and saw it. If you like all the other Jurassic Parks, you'll like this one because it's pretty much the same thing.
They're all the same thing.
Yeah,
just something drastic happens.
Well, if you get beat up by a dinosaur, you get your ass kicked.
We are talking about horror movies because Jason, my guest on the panel, has his very own shop.
Yes, I do.
Vanntastic Horror Shop. Yep. And so after this live, I'll post everybody's link, that is on here. If anybody wants to come up, you're more than welcome. Just say, okay, and I'll throw you a link. There you go.
Yep. That's one of my main things that I make is chainsaw hands from Evil Dead. I make cosplay friendly EVA foam chainsaw hands. And if you know a lot about from that one is Evil Dead 2, that's Henrietta in the middle, and that's actually me. That's my buddy Matthew as Ash, and that's the King, Bruce Campbell, right there with us.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
Yep. That was at one of the latest conventions that we met him. And he told me and Matthew to get our bloody ass away from him because he didn't want to get blood all over him.
Oh!
Yep.
Wow.
Bruce Campbell's an amazing guy in person. He's fantastic. He is just like he is in all the movies and everything. He is wit, as you could say, is same in person. Very quick.
Really?
Wit. Yes, absolutely.
Oh, wow. That's nice.
Yeah. So it's pretty awesome. But so I make a lot of the stuff from Evil Dead. I make a lot of the stuff from the movie behind me right here, which this is a movie called Terrifier with Art the Clown. The mask right here if you see this mask, this is actually, if Buggy Days is still on here, Buggy Days made this mask. He makes a lot of masks and makes a lot of stuff. He has a shop called My Fright Shop.
Oh, cool.
So he does a lot of awesome stuff too. And years ago when Terrifier came out, I said that, hey, I want to cosplay this character. Brandon, Buggy Days, made me the mask. And with help from other people and myself creating Art the Clown cosplay, we do a lot of cosplay with that, and that's a lot of fun too. So that's a lot of, you see the small hat, the tiny hat, the hacksaws and stuff like that on the screen right there. It's all from Terrifier. So I make a lot of that stuff for the people that love Terrifier and Art the Clown. And
well, Mike O just says Terrifier was awesome.
Terrifier was one of those movies that when you watch it, it's a fresh, new outlook on a lot of stuff. So Art the Clown almost immediately in the horror genre has become already an iconic figure up there with the levels of Jason Voorhees and Michael Myers and Freddy Krueger and stuff already. The first appearance of Art the Clown was in a movie called All Hallows Eve. And basically, Damon Leone, that was me and Chris Jericho, he wanted a picture with me. If you know who Chris Jericho is,
No.
the wrestler. Yeah, he's a wrestler, and he actually wanted a picture with me. So I was like,
Cool.
yeah.
That's really cool.
But yeah, like I said, when they created Art the Clown in the very first one, and it took off, and then now, actually today, Damien Leone announced that they will actually be showing Terrifier 2 in theaters coming this October, which I'm super excited about. Because it's been a while in the making, just because it's an independent film maker, and he's getting the budget up and everything, and along with just life, it's taken him quite a while to make it, and so this October it should be released, and Terrifier 2 should be out in theaters, if not streaming, sometime in October, which will be amazing.
Mike O says that's cool. If anybody wants to come up, just please let me know and I'll send you a link. You can join us and
Awesome.
Raising hell.
Yeah. So like the chainsaw hands that I make, I have actually, when I started making those, it was one of the very first times that I ever had a chance to meet Bruce Campbell. And some conventions you go to are very particular about your cosplay weapons and your props.
Really?
Yeah, some of them don't mind. You could walk into some of them with anything that you could think of weapon wise, and they don't really, as long as you're not being careless with it.
Right.
It's they check them to make sure that they're not razor sharp swords and stuff like that. So this particular convention I went to didn't allow any metal props. So I couldn't take the chainsaw hand that I'd already made out of a real chainsaw there because it had metal components. So I did not want to meet Bruce Campbell for the very first time and not have a chainsaw hand for him to sign.
Right.
So I made a chainsaw hand out of foam and wood and different things. And when I did, a buddy of mine, Matthew, immediately wanted one. He wanted one also. And then so I made one for him, and then I made one for each of his children. So that was pretty cool.
Oh, wow.
And then Brandon, Buggy Days, his shop, My Fright Shop, he had already had it on Etsy, selling a lot of stuff and was really taking off and, selling a lot of stuff. And so he talked me into starting my shop on Etsy. And at first I was like, well, who in the world is going to buy a chainsaw hand? And turns out 3 years later now, I've sold 118 of them, and I have sold them all around the world. I've sold them outside the United States and all around the United States. So it's been pretty awesome that people here and there have my chainsaw hands. I can go to conventions and see customers with my props at conventions, and that's very humbling.
Mm-hmm.
the one of the last conventions in that picture that you just showed with us with Bruce Campbell. I also make boomsticks, which is Ash Williams' shotgun, as he calls it, his boomstick. And I make those also. And as we're walking around the convention, I see a guy in cosplay as Ash, and I recognized one of my chainsaw or my boomsticks, and he had one. And I was like, "Hey, you mind if I take a look at that?" And he goes, "No, why not?" And I said, "Because I made it." And this guy fanboyed out on me, which was so crazy for somebody to fanboy out on me, had me sign it, and was just ecstatic that he had met the guy who actually made his boomstick as he was cosplaying Ash Williams. So, it was very humbling that, people that you make stuff for look and say, "Hey, this is, it's as in cosplay or anything, and you get something made for you that relates to that is pretty awesome."
Yeah.
No.
I mean, because my last interview I did was with a location owner, and we were talking. Somehow we got into the whole horror, and it dawned on me. I was like, "Oh, horror and paranormal do go hand in hand." I mean,
they do.
I mean, it's different genres. I mean, you have the zombies, you have the paranormal, you have the slashers.
People ask me, because, being a paranormal investigator, when I tell them I don't watch horror movies, they're like, "Why?" I'm like, "I'll watch ones that have ghosts in them. That's fine. But the thrashers, the slashers, all that, I don't care for that."
So
you're not the
paranormal activity is nice, right?
No.
Yes, it is.
I tried.
Why does everybody try to recreate that stuff? They do it so much better.
Not everybody, honey. Not everybody recreates that. Not everybody.
Not everybody goes into the further.
Jeez.
As horror movies and everything with every genre, I think that they've, entertainment wise, I think that they're amazing. Just from everything, like you just said, you watch stuff with ghosts in it. To show my age, there was a movie called Ghost Story. And it was one of those, I want to say it was made in the 80s. And it was, again, practical effects, no CG hardly and everything like that. And it was one of those movies that you watch to this day and would still scare you, give you the creeps and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So those movies are, because they make you think, they make you use your thought. And again, the slash and gash movies, like you said, they're just entertainment. You don't have to, it's going to happen.
Right.
I can tell you a story.
Okay.
Do you like the Saw movies?
Absolutely, because of I like the way that they intertwine themselves and then go back at the end and explain everything.
I like the premise of how they started.
Right.
Yes, absolutely.
But self-inflicted pain, I don't know. I just can't watch it. So I had seen Saw 3 already. I was in high school when that came out, by the way. I was a junior in high school.
Oh, God.
Young fella.
Oh, God.
And there was this girl that I had been wanting to ask out on a date. And I finally got up the nerve and asked her out, and we were supposed to go out for dinner and go to the movies, which is, normal for a first date for a teenager. Well, my grandfather had fallen and gotten hurt, so he needed somebody at the house to watch him or to be there to help him. So I asked her if she would be okay going to Blockbuster and getting a movie, and then going back to the house and, getting something to go for dinner. She was fine. I let her pick the movie. She picked Saw 3. I had already seen it. Every time something bloody was going to come up, or I knew something was going to happen, I'd either turn my head, get up and walk out of the room, but I did it I thought nonchalantly. She's just sitting over there laughing because she thought the whole thing was funny. That's how I normally do horror movies.
Yeah. I've always had people get on to me too. They're like, "How can you laugh in a horror movie?"
Easy, we all have done it.
Because it's funny. It's funny because of the fact that when you're watching stuff, either you can notice, sometimes you can see the mistakes. But watch it, some of them, I think some of them are funny. Some of them are great. I mean, if you can't watch Evil Dead and laugh the whole time because Evil Dead, any of them are hilarious. But that's just the type of horror movies those are. So,
Evil Dead, you have to laugh because it's so ridiculous.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, it's
Ghost Story, fantastic movie. George C. Scott. God, that was such a great movie, and it will scare the piss out of you because of what it's about. I'm not going to spoil it, but it's a fantastic movie.
Mike O says the Saw films were phenomenal.
Yeah, I think all the Saw films were great just because of the fact that, again, it interloops itself, and at the end, you're just like, yep, God, that's such a good movie. Great movie.
I've never seen this.
You never seen this movie?
Huh?
Oh.
Have you seen it?
No.
It's a great movie. It's like I said, I think it was probably made in 80, I don't know, 2, something like that. What is yeah.
Gotta stay here. Oh, look at that.
Yeah, like I said, all these old people, you're just like, who are these? Nobody knows what these people are now. But when this movie came out, so this was probably the third movie that really got me into horror. This one, like I said, just a fantastic movie. The very first movie that ever really got me into horror was a movie called The Changeling. And that's the one that had George C. Scott in it. I apologize. I said that this did, but it does not. The Changeling had George C. Scott in it, and it was a great movie because it was a psychological thriller about ghost and a changeling, which is a child ghost. And it scared the piss out of me, and I think I was about 10.
Yeah, Mike says that was made after the Changeling.
Yeah, gotcha. But The Changeling was one of those movies that when you watch, it's all the practical effects. Like they had wheelchairs in it that would chase, roll down the stairs after you. And they didn't have to use CG. They just pushed a wheelchair down the stairs.
Hang on one second. Mike, you need to come up here because you obviously, know more than just crystals. You need to come up here. Would you like me to send you a link and you can come up here and join in the discussion? Because I find it absolutely fascinating. Come on. Say yes.
Oh, they did the peer pressure.
Yeah, the peer pressure.
Yes, give it to the dark
side.
Hello there.
Oh, look at you. I don't know much about horror. No, you don't.
That's probably Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yes.
Come on, let's have some fun.
Have you seen the new Kenobi?
All but one episode.
This is the last one you haven't seen?
Yeah.
So good.
I'm supposed to be watching that tonight.
Gotcha.
I'm not a Trekkie person.
What?
I'm not a Trekkie person. I don't do sci-fi.
How is Chucky sci-fi?
Trekkie.
Oh, I thought you said Chucky.
It's Star Wars, not Star Trek.
Yeah,
there's a big difference. They all kind of fall in the same. It's this weird sci-fi thing.
No, because Star Trek's terrible.
Weird.
Oh, God, that's the creepiest part in the movie when the ball comes bouncing down the stairs. And, oh, my God.
I've seen this.
Such a great movie, though. Such a great movie.
There's a horror movie. So this had to be made in the 70s or probably later. that
I
my
want to say it was probably made in 78. I think 78 or 79, maybe.
well, when I was younger, because my dad loved horror movies, and we watched a horror movie. I cannot find it. I don't know the name, but it scared the bejesus out of me because it's this family that moves into this really, really old house. She finds this really old doll, and the doll is possessed. And the doll is like running through all the vents in this old home and killing people one by one. And as a little girl, I don't do dolls. No. I think so, maybe.
I'm trying to think what movie that was.
Like I've seen that one.
Changeling was scary back in the day.
I know when Child's Play came out, or maybe it was the second one or the third one. I don't remember when the original came out, but I had my buddy doll.
Oh no!
And I was a kid, like 3 or 4 years old, and my grandparents were watching this movie. So I like throw the thing down and wouldn't carry it around anymore, wouldn't play with it.
Oh no!
Yeah. Now see, again, talking about doing remakes and stuff when they did the next Chucky. Again, like you said, he looked like a character from Team America World Police. And, in the first one, he was possessed by the spirit of, I can't remember his name, Charles something. But when they redid it, it was a distraught employee that reprogrammed the Chucky doll from the production or the facility where they made them. So not to spoil it, which I just did, but yeah, he reprogrammed it to learn. So instead of being possessed, he
made it a little more realistic.
Yeah, he's like a Terminator. He was able to learn. But another movie that was way back in the day that was a really awesome movie that got me into the zombie was the original movie Zombie.
They consider Alien a horror movie?
Oh yeah, because in space no one can hear you scream.
Yeah. You can't run anywhere. You're stuck.
Yeah. Look at all those movies. So good.
Carrie.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Yeah.
They did pretty good on the remake of Carrie.
Yeah, I didn't mind it. The girl that played
Eraserhead
in Kick-Ass when she did it. Jaws 2, no way. Original Jaws, no Jaws 2.
That's probably going to be on here too.
Yeah. Damien too. That was good. Like I said, those are all good. I mean, and when they did, as Amityville, even when they did Amityville with, not the guy who played Deadpool, Ryan Reynolds. Yeah. He did fantastic. I mean, I thought he did a great job when they did Amityville, and Ryan Reynolds was in
King Kong.
Sit on Your Grave. Great remakes when they did that. I thought it was a great one. King Kong, not horror, but still an awesome movie. Piranha.
That was. Oh.
What about Zombievers? Zombievers was a fantastic movie.
I've never seen that one.
What about Thanksgiving, where the turkey goes around killing people?
Well, you tortured me enough with those damn
the Cornish
hens and making them dance and you want to dance with you, Kim?
Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. Have you seen that one?
Attack of Killer Tomatoes.
Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter is I tell my children it's a documentary. That's such a great movie, and I tell them that it's a documentary about the real Abraham Lincoln.
God.
Orca. God, I don't remember that one. That was good. Oh, when a stranger calls. Oh, why haven't you checked the children?
Micah says the furry. Great one. The furry.
You heard what?
It's. Well, I can't back it up.
No, I'd drink your blood. That's like with Cannibal Holocaust and stuff.
Furry.
A great channel, a great streaming channel for those who are out there watching and listening right now if you have Tubi, Tubi on any of your like Roku streaming, Tubi has so many amazing old horror movies on it that you've heard of, never heard of, watch 10 minutes of it and think it's garbage and turn it off, or you find some new movie that's just amazing. And
yeah, we're letting the kid now watch horror movies, and I mean, he gets Cannibal Holocaust.
Holocaust, oh yeah.
Epic.
And then you wonder why he won't sleep.
He went. That child went 24 hours with no sleep and was still just going full blast.
You know, a lot of those movies like that, like you were talking about originally, you know, a lot of those movies are practical effects. No green screens, complete practical effects. And that's how a lot of makeup artists and everything got to be so big and do such awesome stuff with learning how to do makeup and special effects and make you know these movies that were like that just use complete practical effects. So you know, it's always fun doing that stuff and learning different things that they do, and they're watching, like I said, stuff from Tom.
I didn't like that one.
Which one?
Exorcist 2.
Oh.
Well, because they tried to stretch it out. You can't beat the first one.
No, it just.
Have you seen Pumpkinhead?
Oh, absolutely. All of them are great. Fantastic.
Yeah. I just sat there and shook my head.
Oh, Sweet Alice. Good one.
Orca, the killer whale. We already know. They ate their trainers. Sorry. They did.
Yeah.
I mean,
watching these movies growing up and seeing these movies are just, you know, it was one of those things like, you know, you're talking about going to Blockbuster. You go to the horror section of Blockbuster and you pick out, again, movies you never heard of. And just because of the artwork on the case was cool. You know, you're like, man, I want to watch this. Looks cool. You know, of course, then you find movies that are terrible, or you find movies that are great. So that kind of stuff was really awesome growing up. And then when you get cable, when cable came out, again, showing my age, when cable first came out, and you could watch.
Now you're showing my age too.
Yeah, but I remember watching one of the very first movies. Horror movies that I watched on cable was the original Friday the 13th. And, you know, I didn't get to see that in the theater. The first Friday the 13th I ever got to see in the theater was Friday the 13th in 3D. I remember going over to Green's Corner and sneaking in there and watching Friday the 13th in 3D.
The House of Dark Shadows. Is that the one they remade with Johnny Depp?
No, that was just Dark Shadows. That was actually a TV series out of like England, I think, if I'm correct.
Micah says Pumpkinhead never gets enough recognition.
Yeah, that one, I was 12 when I first watched it. And I got it, I think, at a flea market, a yard sale. Got it on VHS, and we put it in the tape player. And we're going to sit down and watch it as a family. And the first scene, I don't know if any of you seen it, but the first scene is a sex scene. And so my grandma was screaming, turn it off, turn it off, turn it off. And of course, I snuck later and played it in my bedroom.
The Other, I remember that one. My dad liked that one.
But it has an interesting storyline.
Frankenstein.
Some of these I've never heard of. I've never heard of Dr. I've never heard of that one. But again, these are the kind of movies though that you can go on to, like I said, like go on Tubi. And,
oh my God. Kill Yoga Vampire. Yorga.
Oh, there's Blackula.
I'm sorry, that was good.
I think I saw that.
Hilarious. Desperate Living.
And then you start getting, like I said, the other vampire movies and stuff that are great. Then you get like, what was it, the vampire movie with Jim Carrey in it. Oh, what was that? Last Bitten.
Oh my goodness.
So those are funny.
Drill killer.
But yeah, some of these movies, like I said, I mean, when you watch them, they're fantastic, and that's how you find different stuff. And it's one of those things they're hit or miss because there's so many people that make horror movies.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, all these titles that we're seeing right now, like, okay, Willard. I mean, that's the movie about the rats and everything. Great movie. The remake with Christian. Oh God, what's his last name? I can't remember his last name. That was a great movie. Shockwaves. Great movie. But then I was like, I've never even seen Frogs.
That's where the frog has a hand in its mouth. That must be a baby doll hand. I mean, could you see one of our hands hanging? Oh God, no! I don't do spiders. That is the one thing I won't watch is spiders.
Arachnophobia.
No.
Yeah. Oh, blood-sucking freaks! Yes, we used to hold chicken.
Oh my God!
Yeah, like I said, I've seen so many of these movies, but like I said, it's like you almost make yourself watch them when you start watching them.
He just said Squirm, classic. I miss Squirm. Mad children shouldn't play with dead things. Okay, that's yeah.
Grizzly. That's it. Well, one really cool movie, The Prophecy. Yeah, right there beside it, where it was like a grizzly creature that was all mangled up with chemical spillage into the earth.
The stories underneath that tell you just a bit are just amazing from back then. I mean,
yeah. Well, see, when Prophecy came out, you don't think about it, but Prophecy was one of those movies when it came out was a big eco-friendly movie, or like a big movie where they tried to make people more, I guess, environmentally aware. So it was a movie about because they were dumping toxic waste, and it caused this creature to turn into this prophecy. So it's sometimes movies still do that. They have the underlying little.
Well, isn't there? What's that one? The toxic guy. He ends up getting.
Toxic Avenger.
Do what?
The Toxic Avenger.
Yeah.
Yeah, Toxic.
Vincent Price. Yes.
He played good stuff. He just had that good.
I loved him on Scooby-Doo.
Horror vibe about him.
Empire of the Ants. No way. There's only one movie about the Empire. And it's The Empire Strikes Back.
Well, hate to tell you, in 1977, Empire of the Ants. Wow.
Don't look in the basement.
Legacy isn't. Legacy. No, that's something else. I was thinking Stephen King.
No.
Devils. What is that? Devils.
Rain.
Oh.
Do you need glasses?
No.
Like I said, some of these movies are.
No.
People did not die. That wants to be reborn.
Incredible.
And you know what's really funny is when they get some of these movies. Have you guys ever seen Mystery Science Theater 3000? Have you guys ever seen that?
Yep.
It's funny when they get some of these horror movies and they make fun of them. Those are always funny to watch when they do that.
It's
another Blackula.
I love the Tales from the Crypts.
No.
Oh yeah.
No.
Nope.
Nope.
That
Have you seen
keeper, that when I was a kid, that's what my nightmares consisted of, was that Crypt Keeper.
Oh, the Crypt Keeper?
Yeah.
Have you seen the remakes, Kim? That they've redone on Shudder?
No, I haven't yet.
I've seen them.
Fantastic. Greg Nicotero's big part of it. He's a big part of Walking Dead. He's even worked on Evil Dead. But yeah, he had a big hand in redoing those on the Shudder channel, which is another channel that has nothing but horror movies and stuff. It's
Yeah.
great.
I'm trying to remember. Shudder. Isn't the? I'm trying to think of the owner's name. He does a lot of also true documentary with paranormal as well.
Oh, really? I did not know
I
that.
think. Hang on, let me check and see before I.
Yeah.
That would not be good.
Oops.
Let's see.
The Gorgor Girl. That sounds like a Grindhouse movie. You know, Shudder's done great. They've put out some different series too, where they've gotten some movies where they put out like the lore behind movies, like with like all the stuff that went on the sets of The Exorcist, where all the paranormal stuff that went on with like the coincidences of different people dying that were working on the movie. And I can't remember the name of the series, but it's on Shudder, and it goes through a lot of different movies that have a lot of paranormal and different stuff attached to the productions of the movie.
Oh yes, The Shining.
Oh yeah, fantastic movie. Oh, The Thing.
It's the wrong one. There's another one called Scared.
The Evil Dead.
Scared Network TV.
Never heard of that one.
And it's
So now
pretty
we're
darn
doing
good.
1980s movies, which were fantastic because I mean, just the way they started coming out with all these stuff. I mean, you know, Gremlins, good movies. You know, I mean, it's like, you know, a lot of people don't know. You know, it's like Johnny Depp was in the very first Nightmare on Elm Street.
Right.
So stuff like that.
The Fly.
Okay, Micah, I sent you a link, and you are more than welcome to come up because we're gonna have fun.
Yeah, Poltergeist. I kept watching a documentary about American Werewolf in London. That was some really awesome stuff on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Evil Dead 2. Chainsaw Hands.
See, I grew up. My dad he loved horror stuff, so I grew up watching. He didn't care if I watched, you know, Tales from the Crypts, Elvira. It was always, don't tell your mom.
Yeah.
Then Unsolved Mysteries came out.
Yeah.
And they were doing a wide gamut of stuff, paranormal and true crime and just weird.
Such good
weird. Movie. I don't know what you would say, alien, UFO stuff. I mean, they did a big gamut of it.
Yeah. You know, like I said, a lot of these movies, when these started coming out, I mean, you know, like I said, these are timeless movies. You can go back and watch these movies like right here. Like I watched
Christine, yes.
And still, just to watch that is great. You can still go back and they're movies that stand time, that you can go back at any time and watch something like Christine or, you know, or any of these movies and be like, man, that was such a good movie.
And it was creepy as hell.
Yeah,
I mean, even still, you know, it wasn't like Christine
that
wasn't
one right there. Pet Cemetery.
Pet Cemetery. That's a good one.
Absolutely.
It gave me nightmares, not just because of the children and the pets. But we had a family friend who looked like the old guy on there. Like, I mean, a spitting image.
You know who that old guy was, right?
It was Herman Munster.
It was Fred Gwynn. Yeah, that's Herman Munster. Yeah.
Yeah. Which, by the way, did you know Rob Zombie is coming out with a new Munsters?
I am so excited.
Yeah.
From the trailers, it looks fairly close as he could get it.
Yeah. Rob Zombie, he is really, because a lot of people were worried that he would go a little overboard, and he's like, no, the characters remain the same.
It's PG-13, isn't it?
I don't know.
I thought that's what the rating was.
But the Munsters are PG-13 anyways. They were on TV.
Yep. Because I want to say,
you can see Rob Zombie going, we need blood. We need more blood.
Zombie to yell fuck every 5 seconds.
Yeah, but the problem is it's going to be a movie. It's not going to be a TV show.
Correct.
Oh, Return of the Living Dead.
Yes. Do you want a party?
Oh my God. I remember watching that and I was going, wait a minute, that dude has he's got a red mohawk.
The Mohawk. Yeah.
Oh.
The Howling. Such another good werewolf movie. There's Creep Show for you.
There you go. You don't want to look? Is it that scary? Creep Show. I love that dead skeleton always popped up and talked.
Yep. When they went into cartoon mode.
The one thing I think I don't like is they've taken Michael Myers and Jason Voorhees and done the most ridiculous stuff.
Twilight Zone, the movie.
You want to see something really scary? That was a great movie because they redid a lot of the original Twilight Zone movies. Twilight Zone shows.
I love the Twilight Zone.
Oh, Rod Serling and everything was great.
Mike O says his wife's favorite horror film is Fright Night, and she has seen even more films than most. Well, y'all come up. Both of y'all come up. Talk to us. Share with us.
Altered States. Really cool movie.
It's just
the darkness.
I like the newer, Friday the 13th and Halloween, but it just got so ridiculous.
They're still making those movies, aren't they?
Yes, they are. There's another Halloween scheduled to come out again this Halloween. It's actually supposed to come on my birthday, which is the 14th. But with those, they're continuing because the thirst of the horror genre fans are demanding it and still go to see it. And you see it.
You know what the problem is? The problem is we don't have enough good script writers out there that will write scripts the way it should be written.
Killer clowns.
And so what do? They do the lazy way out and go, oh, well, let's just repeat this. No. Get some creative people in there and freaking write a movie.
Critters was also good.
And that's why, on that point, Kim, which is, it's a great point. That's why Art the Clown. It's a fresh, new character. If you've seen Terrifier, it's a horror movie. It's a slash and gash, but it's a fresh, new character, which hasn't come out in a while because, again, you've had these people that have relied on Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees, Freddy Krueger, and all that stuff, and then this guy comes out of nowhere with a new character that hits the horror genre scene, and people love it because it's new.
I'm not ignoring you. I just saw Jaws 3D. And I remember going to see that.
That's the one where they're in the aquarium thing underneath the water. Yeah.
That was the one that was on Back to the Future, right?
What?
Are you talking about the ride at Universal?
No. And the Back to the Future, when he goes to the future, there's Jaws 3D that pops up.
Oh, you're right.
Gotcha now. Okay.
Maximum Overdrive. It wasn't that long ago we introduced Derek to Maximum Overdrive. I was like, so what do you think, kid? He's like, I loved it.
Yeah.
Man, AC/DC bought that damn movie, or that movie bought AC/DC because that's all it played almost.
It was Charlie Sheen, wasn't it?
No.
Are you sure?
What's the name of the movie?
Maximum Overdrive. It's his brother.
Charlie Sheen was in that.
No, it's his brother.
Emilio Estevez.
Yes, Emilio Estevez.
Same person, isn't it?
No, it's not.
There's the Toxic Avenger for you, Kim. Toxic.
Mike says Maximum Overdrive and Kurt on full film. Yes, it was so good. They had the music on point. It was just so good.
Yeah. Cat's Eye. Wasn't that a Stephen King?
I think so.
Yeah.
That's pretty good about knowing what's Stephen King and what isn't.
It says Stephen King's right on it.
It's a short story. Yes.
Gotcha. But isn't Cat People also Stephen King?
Serpent and the Rainbow, another Wes Craven, really good movie.
I remember watching The Exorcist because we've already passed it. Oh my God, I was too young to see that. That was just too young. And then Poltergeist came out. Exorcist freaked me out, and I don't know. Let's see if it shows it in this list because it'd be interesting. But there's another creep show.
Yep. There's
Right.
Pumpkinhead.
There's Pumpkinhead.
Jason takes Manhattan, but he doesn't really take Manhattan, does he?
No, but he doesn't. He beats up Bill Paxton in that though, or he walks past Bill Paxton.
Now, oh, there it is. There it is. The entity scared the shit out of me. And the reason why Exorcist and the entity scared me is, well, Exorcist was loosely based on a true story. Entity is probably loosely based, but it's just the sheer fact that, oh shit, that could happen. That's what freaked me out. Ugh.
Have you ever seen any of the behind the scenes stuff of The Exorcist about how they actually just physically tortured in some of the scenes where they just had to do different stuff like that? Just that this set was just physically tortured because of some of the stuff that they did and using practical effects.
But they stunt doubled her.
Yep. But like putting him in like when
sorry for that stunt double. Mike Owen, crazy story. The entity. Oh my God, that just freaks me out. I don't. Real life things like this all freaks me out because I'm like, okay, that could happen. So things that could like really happen, I'm like, yeah.
The Fly too.
The Fly.
Was that still Jeff Goldblum?
Fly 2? I don't know. Was he in?
Oh, there's the Wraith. That was Charlie Sheen. Or is that Emilio Estevez? I can't see what it says there.
Charlie Sheen.
Yep. I think it was one of them.
Elvira.
Yeah. She's so nice. I've met her at conventions before, and we were at Spooky Empire down in Florida, and she hopped on the elevator with us, and she was Cassandra Peterson. She wasn't in Elvira, but super nice lady. Super very nice lady.
As long as you know what her real hair color is, you can't miss her. Yeah.
Yep. Phantasm. The Tall Man. Good stuff.
What is that? Demons. Night of the Demons.
Night of the Demons. Yep.
Ooh.
Maniac Cop. Yes.
The Stepfather.
That's just weird.
Like I said, these were movies in the 80s. Even if it wasn't horror movies in the 80s were so fun. And you go back and watch them now, and it's like, that's one thing that's really cool. I don't know if you guys have watched Stranger Things a whole lot, but that's one thing that's cool about Stranger Things is just the music.
I couldn't really get into it, but Ed and Derek did. But Ed.
Hello.
What was your issue with Stranger Things?
I think after 2 seasons, it just went weird.
I could see that.
I didn't like where they were going. So,
are either one of you all caught up on it now? Because the second part of season 4 starts tomorrow.
Shh. No spoilers. I haven't watched season 4 yet.
Yeah.
I have no hope that they will return back to what they were doing. It's
I like it. I think they have stuck with the original premise of stuff. And after it was, took a hiatus because of whatever and everything, and it came back, I thought they nailed it. I thought they did a great job. All the characters, they've introduced new characters, and I think they did a great job. Comedy stuff in it, a lot of different stuff, that humor. And then, like I said, they're releasing the second part of season 4 tomorrow. I'm pretty excited about it because it looks like it's, they leave you on a cliffhanger.
Yeah, I just have a problem with these multiple seasons because I do that with what was I watching, honey? What was it called? It's everybody loves it. It's that the guy that starts, the scientific teacher that starts making meth.
Breaking Bad.
Breaking Bad, yeah. And I looked at that, and I followed 2. And I'm in the 3rd season, and then go to the 4th season. I'm like, Jesus Christ! Oh, stop.
How do you say that again?
Breaking Bad?
No.
Jesus Christ!
What you just said?
What did I just say? I didn't say anything.
You said 2 words.
Did I?
Yes, spit it out.
I didn't say that. Oh no, I didn't say anything. But that's the thing. I'm just getting bored with it. They're starting to scratch on things that become way too like I said in the beginning. It was very interesting and very, and then all of a sudden it goes to a point that you think like, yeah, right, okay. I don't know. I just get that in longer series.
It gets to a certain point to where you're like, it just needs to stop.
They're dragging it out.
Like Supernatural.
Yeah, they go into things that you think like that wouldn't even happen in the real world. That
went on forever.
15 years, and after it should have ended after the 5th season.
So what year did it end?
Last year.
Okay, I watched the beginning of it. Then in literally January of 2006, I moved to Holland. And I think Holland started picking up on it a couple of years because I was there for 4 years. And I came back and I was like, is this show still going?
Just like Doctor Who. 60, coming up on 60 years.
Here we go now.
Yeah, but how many of you, either one of you or anybody, watched every single episode of Buffy?
No.
What?
No.
Did you say Buffy?
Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Never seen it. Never.
Ooh,
I've seen
wait a minute.
What?
There's a good movie, Interview with the Vampire.
Let's stop.
Oh, okay. But still, I've never seen a Buffy with. I've seen I think one, but it was so. Yeah.
So Mike says that you could be a film critic.
Says I could be good. Or who?
Back it up, buddy. Back it up. Because you came in here blabbing. Back it up. The first what?
Sleepy Hollow. Good movie. Johnny Depp, Christina Ricci did great.
Yeah.
I loved Interview with the Vampire. That was very good.
Blade was good too.
Sleepy Hollow was good.
And they're remaking that one.
Dracula was good. What's his name made a good Dracula?
Oh yeah, Gary Oldman.
Yeah, he made a good one.
Yep.
Blade
I like
was
Blade
good.
Blade 3 was my favorite.
Yeah, they're getting ready to make a new one.
Are they really?
Yeah, they recast him.
And then Army of Darkness.
Gotta have chainsaw hands.
Oh, Blair Witch
Alien was pretty good. Now I have never ever watched the Blair Witch Project.
When it came out, it was okay for what it was.
Blair Witch 2 was great. Not gonna lie, could have stood on its own movie. Didn't even have to use Blair Witch, but it did. But Blair Witch 2 was a great movie.
I just watched Tremors recently.
Which one? 1 or 10?
The original.
Yeah, gotcha.
Wait, go back, Ed. Was Mike was saying PI was a favorite?
Pie.
Have you seen trailers for the new Predator? It's called Prey.
Now Ed refused to let us watch the one that's out right now. He said it was garbage.
What?
Yeah. So the Blade, they're actually casting Wesley Snipes as the old man in the new one.
Oh, really?
And
So he's going to be
Jebediah, whatever his name was.
Okay,
Who's
gotcha.
going to take his place?
Yeah.
I don't know. Alien wasn't bad. I mean, I thought Alien was decent.
They were cool.
Blair
Like I said,
Witch,
the Blair Witch Project, I watched it. I was Boy Scouts. I was 10 years old when this movie came out, 11 years old, and it scared the shit out of me.
I didn't
I
like
thought it was real.
Did.
I thought it was real.
But see, it bugged me. It bugged me because they were running all over the woods, crying and screaming. It's not hanging. I'm going, what's so crazy about that? Now, what is Pi? I've never seen this one.
The directors, when they did that, they hyped it up to be real and made it to seem that it was a huge, huge publicity stunt when that movie came out. And it was one of the very first movies they used the POV with it like that, the first person POV.
Yeah, I know.
And they made it into such a publicity thing that everybody went and saw it, and they fell for it. And the guys were geniuses for doing just that.
You got to do a thing that sticks out.
Yep. It's like all this stuff now. They're like,
I don't know. It looks interesting, Mike.
People fainted and had to leave the theater. They couldn't stay in The Exorcist for 10 minutes.
Oh God.
It's
Now y'all have to admit, Tremors, the first one was good.
It was.
Oh yeah, Kevin Bacon.
It went.
Horizon was good too.
Yeah.
But you don't like sci-fi.
Yeah.
Look, I can squeeze 1 or 2 in. I'm not just,
I'd say 98% of what I watch is sci-fi.
Jacob's Ladder, Tim. Good psychological movie.
Death Becomes Her was good. It was funny.
Yep. I never saw Twinings.
Gremlins 2 was hilarious.
Yeah, those are great.
Yeah.
Lexi loves the Gremlin movies.
We haven't shown a Gremlin movie to Derek yet.
You want to borrow them? I have all of them.
Now, I know what you did last summer. It was okay. The first one. It was okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was okay.
They're actually
Twin Peaks. Mike says Twin Peaks.
They're actually supposed to be making Gremlins 3, but it's going to be animated.
Oh, Flatliners.
And Kevin Peele's going to be directing it.
Well, they're supposed to be coming out also with a Evil Dead animated show. And Bruce Campbell is doing the voice of Ash in it, but I haven't seen anything on it yet.
The Craft wasn't bad. And the first Candyman wasn't bad either.
Right.
Yeah, The Craft was cool. I didn't see the remake, but the first one was good.
Oh, yes, Arachnophobia.
Thank you, Kim.
Wait, is End of Days? I'm trying to remember End of Days.
Anaconda was good too.
Yeah, huge cast. It's like, who are these people? And now you're like, wow. How'd they get them all in that one movie?
Ice Cube,
Jennifer
J-Lo.
Lopez. Yeah. Sir, whatever his name is. I can't remember all the names. Species. Oh, those
Ed
are
likes
good.
that one. Stir of Echoes.
The Witches was good, and they just remade that one too. I haven't seen the new one.
Did y'all see the teaser trailer for the Witches of Eastwick? They're coming out with another one of those.
Yeah,
HBO. Terrible, terrible movie.
yeah.
They just wrote on Jamie Lee Curtis's.
There's still Chucky again. And
Yeah.
Mike says Candyman is one of the best slashers. It is. Night of the Living Dead. Not as good as Return of the Living Dead. That was good.
Oh, yeah. Big bottle. Good one. Oh, Spawn. Yes. Good movie.
Stigmata. Oh, Stigmata. Stigmatas. That was creepy as hell.
Yep.
Yep. Spawn. Urban Legends. I think I saw that. It just didn't.
Yeah, I was like the trailer. Vampires. That was a good one.
Oh, now there's a new Midnight. Is there an old Midnight?
I
Or
think
a future Midnight?
Wolf. Is that Jack
Wolf.
Nicholson? Yep.
Man, you know who makes a good wolf? Oh, Lord have mercy.
Michael J. Fox.
No. What?
Who makes a
No.
good wolf? Yeah.
It's from the movie. Oh my gosh. True Blood.
Oh, I've never seen this.
He hooks up with Suki. He's married to, I think she's Colombian. Could be wrong. Dennis. But
A lot of these I haven't seen.
really?
Yeah.
I mean, there's Freddy and People on the Stairs, Bride of Chucky.
Never
my
watched a single
God.
Freddy movie.
I'm telling you, we all watch this shit.
I said these are blockbusters. These are the ones you had to go to Blockbuster to get. Lake Placid.
Oh my
Watched
God.
that like 2 weeks ago. Such a good one.
We were talking about that one not too long ago.
But see, if there was nothing for us to do, that's what, we all got together and sat in front of the TV and laughed or goofed off. It's just
The Lawnmower Man.
The People Under the Stairs is a classic.
I like that one.
Is that Leslie Nielsen or Leslie Nielsen the Dracula?
I love that one.
We always do those police squad movies or police whatever they were. Those were funny.
Yes, I can do better. Don't call me Shirley.
Yeah, exactly. It's a hospital. What is it?
My guy says he saw most of these in the theater. I didn't like Exorcist 3. That was weird.
I don't have if you were hot enough. Yeah.
Psycho.
Hellraiser 3. Nothing like a guy throwing CDs out of his face at you.
We introduced Derek to Hellraiser 1.
Nice. What do you think?
He liked it. He wanted to see more.
Very cool. They only have like 10 of them now.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, Deep Rising was creepy.
Dinner was cool. That was a cool Stephen King.
I've never seen that one.
Dinner?
Never.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Haven't seen Thinner. It's a gypsy woman.
Yep, it sure is.
Uh-huh.
No.
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen it.
The only thing good about the island of Dr. Moreau was Fairuza Balk.
I don't think I've seen that one either.
Nightbreed. Clive Barker. That's the same guy who did Hellraiser. Great movie.
Mike says Thinner was creepy cool.
Yes, to not give it away, it was really cool. It was a good psychological movie about just being nice, I guess.
Ed was the one that introduced me to like Village of the Damned, all the like Stephen King stuff, because I didn't get it. It wasn't me. Let's see. Oh, The Relic. That was decent. That was that's good.
Tales of the Crypt Demon. That had Billy Zane in it.
Oh my gosh! Wasn't he in that? A lot of.
Billy Zane?
Yeah.
No, he was in Demon Knight for sure.
Leprechaun. Oh, yes, the Leprechaun.
Right.
I still like that one.
Yeah. The Pet Cemetery 2, 3, 2. Yeah.
I didn't like it. I did not like it.
It's the one that had the Kurgan in it from Highlander. I can't remember his name.
Hellraiser.
Bloodline. Another. I mean, those were all good. All the Hellraiser movies were great. Because Doug Bradley pulled it off very well. I thought they were great. Now, when they went into space, again, it was like Friday the 13th when Jason goes into space. Friday the 13th, part 10. Still a good movie. The kills were really cool, but again,
I never looked at Species as a horror movie.
No, not really. It's more like it's like Alien. Is Alien a horror movie? Because it's the same about aliens. So
it eats people and puts you in these sticky, gooey cocoons for its babies to like go down your throat and.
Yeah. American Werewolf in Paris. Let's bungee jump off the Eiffel Tower.
Disturbing behavior.
I haven't seen Dreamcatcher on here yet.
The Bride of the
Wasn't no, because that looks like Nick Nolte in there. Oh, a virus.
Okay, that's 2000s.
The virus.
Ooh.
So we're already predicting.
Can't
Can't help it. After Hellraiser 3, Mike says he was not impressed.
I definitely wasn't impressed as he's seen any of the ones that they've done without Doug Bradley. Those are very odd to watch somebody that's been in a movie for so long and then all of a sudden is not. Return of the Living Dead 3, good one. Nothing like
I don't think I've even watched that.
It's really cool. It's kind of on the same lines of just like.
So where the kids find it in the beginning?
Yeah, they're like they find it in their dad's warehouse. He was in the army. Yes.
Oh, Leatherface. That one kind of creeped me out. The first one. Bordello of Blood. Is it their monthly?
I've never heard of some of them. I guess I was busy in the 1990s a little bit to not watch all these.
Yeah, we were probably going to a lot of gigs. And then on Wednesday nights, we always went dancing.
Yeah, I was just saying.
Wednesday or Thursday?
Frankenhooker.
I can't remember what night it was.
Critters 3.
But then we were definitely driving and going to the
everywhere.
Metroplex or Masquerade or Excelsior Mill or wherever.
Well, you forgot also Sunbur Reptile.
Ah, yeah, that's true.
Hang on. I'll see if you can remember this, okay?
Okay.
So we're outside of Sunbur Reptile in the parking lot. And you were standing next to me, fighting. Everybody's fighting. And all of a sudden we hear, she's by my deck.
I exactly remember that.
If you were down there, I watched because his car was between a ravine and you jumped down there and you I saw you lunge back.
He was biting him. I was like, what the hell's going on?
You got him off of him and you came back there and
it was somebody that I would have never helped in the world, and I know who it is.
Yep.
I'm just not saying his name, but it's like, it's one of those things. It's like you go over there to help somebody because you're going over there to help somebody. Then you realize it's like, normally I would have never helped that person.
I just saw you literally. Because it shocked you. You were like, wow. A dude is fighting another dude. And I remember you coming up and you were just like, I was like, what? He's like, I was like, well, stay away from him.
Yeah. Oh, between there and the rec room? It was just right down the street from there too. Yep. Yeah. How many
That
bands
was
did
a
we
messed
see?
up night that night. It was so messed up.
Yeah. There were
That
some nights you just go down there and it's just like, why does everybody want to fight everybody tonight?
Mhm.
It's like, can't we just have, you know?
Hey, Ed, are you going to do the 2000 one?
Hey,
What's going on?
are you gonna do the 2000 one?
Oh, we're having rebellion now.
I'm just asking because if you are.
No, he
Gonna
was,
be-
he was demanding.
Okay, hold on. Gee, I'm not that bad. I'm not saying that.
Were we done with the 90s?
Yeah.
Shaun of the Dead.
South Stuff.
And see, these are all great too. They filmed Zombieland right down the street from my house, so there's a
I would
lot of
consider that
locations.
horror though.
Really?
Saw.
I love Shaun of the Dead. Zombieland was okay. Saw
It was
freaked
funny.
me out. Now, this is my question. I never understood why people got freaked out over others.
Mm-hmm. Another POV film, Cloverfield. You don't really see what the heck is even attacking them until the end of the movie. Then you're like, what in the hell is that?
Right.
Godzilla?
I
That
don't
was
consider
really
Sweeney
good.
Todd horror either.
You didn't like all the singing?
No, I don't consider it horror.
Oh.
Yeah, but he's
Or
actually-
Constantine.
Now, I wasn't a fan of The Ring, but I loved Constantine. We bought
Have you
that
seen the
movie.
show?
No, yeah. That guy did pretty good on the TV version.
Okay. The most jacked up ending of a movie ever. The end of The Mist. Did you guys see that? If you have children or a family, do not watch The Mist. The very ending of The Mist is terrible. It's just so emotionally jacked up that you're just like, yeah, I never want to watch this again.
Final Destination was good too.
Mike says memories of the 90s is still fuzzy for him. And then he said Cloverfield was amazing. That was such a good movie. Hellboy actually wasn't that bad.
I didn't mind Hellboy. They were good movies. I don't consider them horror, but they were
Right.
good.
I have more Saw. That's just
I can't do Saw.
Planet Terror, a little grindhouse for you. That stuff's really good too. Tarantino and Robert Rodriguez.
It's like what is it? Mad Max.
Yeah.
Max.
The Orphan. Now the Orphan is a good movie.
Look, our favorite Paranormal Activity.
I was skipping.
Oh, hang on. Ed,
I did that on purpose. I stopped it
Ed,
here. Yes.
Ed.
Yes.
Mike says Final Destination was a comedy.
Yeah, it's funny because you don't fate is a thing.
It's funny. Yeah.
I think they're remaking The Orphan, are they not?
They're not remaking it. They're making a sequel to it, and I'm so
Oh, okay.
excited for it.
But you know
I
that's
really
based
like
on a true story.
What's that?
That's based on a true story.
I know. I like that one. I don't know why. Because, like I said, the other ones I know they're based that I thought was based on a true story.
I'm always like kind of like if somebody says based on a true story, I'm always like, yeah.
Right.
Holy sleeping.
Well, that one is supposedly
it's like what's that boat, honey? Titanic, yeah, based on a true story. Yeah.
They had a completely fictional story.
Except for the two lead people that were in there, but it's based on a true story.
The boat was true. There was a boat called
the
Titanic.
boat sank, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Michael.
Oops.
We're going there. We've gone through the 70s, the 80s, and now, well, we did the 80s, 90s.
Yeah, The Orphan was good. A good storyline.
Now, Poor Ed was getting frustrated. Hang on. Don't move it. Ed was getting frustrated.
Hello.
Because we saw a couple of the paranormal activities. And he had seen some YouTube channels that were trying. And it was driving him crazy. Because I've yet seen a ghost pick up a heavy wooden chair, and toss it across the room.
You've never seen him put them upside down on the ceiling?
No, never. Never. I haven't seen marble lids to certain things falling down, and
It's already a big thing if you pull the sheets off of a bed.
huh?
It's already a big thing to pull the sheets off a bed.
Okay.
Let alone open a door, but I mean pulling the sheets off.
Oh, I missed that one.
That was the first
Well,
thing.
it's in paranormal activity, but I mean in real life, how many fish wires do you need for that?
I mean,
This one.
it's funny because we were interviewing a friend of mine, and they're a paranormal team for quite a while. And so Ed was going to throw him for a loop, and he goes, "I've got some really, really good paranormal activity for you." And it's a liquor store where the earthquake starts, and you see all the bottles, and then it's
not an earthquake, but it gives way. The where they put the bottles, it gives way. So under the pressure of it, the gravity of it. But of course, it looks like somebody's pushing it over, right? And that's the same with during some kind of World Cup game and chairs flying everywhere. It's like, paranormal activity during the day.
Let's see. Michael says, "Why do they make the ghosts unmake the bed and never make it back up?"
That's a good question, because I've always asked that too. If they can roll the ball up, why don't they bring it back up?
If they roll the ball down, honey.
If they roll it down the stairs, why don't they ever pick it up and put it back up? That would be something to see.
Kids, and don't put away their toys.
It's their secret power. They don't want to give away their secret power. Because if you see them pick up a ball, then they might throw a chair at you.
We're going to go now in certain things that I'm going to say, like, mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So they can use the radio and radio waves and all that.
Hey.
And it's like, okay. Mm-hmm.
You can't say anything. We got Dutch words on a radio station. Poltergeist should, yes, do the dishes. Yes.
Yeah, if your house is haunted, you come home and it's clean every day.
Right?
Kind of like the maid in American Horror Story. I mean, why not? Drag Me to Hell, Sam Raimi. Good one. Same guy that did Evil Dead. And the new Doctor Strange.
So Michael has a question for us. Oh, stop.
The Resident Evils were good. Plus, they had my girl on them.
Oh, Mila? Oh, yeah.
She's gotten prettier as she is. If a spirit is in a bar drinking, is the spirit drinking a spirit?
Michael, do you have kids? Because that's a dad joke.
Are we telling dad jokes now? Because I can tell plenty.
Yes. Yes, he can. Jason has a knack to tell jokes.
What did I tell you today, honey? It's like the one that I saw. It's like strap on. Say it backwards.
Spell strap on backwards.
Okay.
Now, what does it say?
Have you gotten it?
You turn it around. Spell it backwards. It says no parts.
Well, maybe I don't think y'all got my joke earlier when we were talking about Jurassic Park. When I said, "What do you get when you get beat up by a dinosaur?" You get your ass kicked.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, my kids love it.
I'm telling you, back in the day, he would tell jokes that, I mean, he would laugh so hard telling them. And we're just standing around looking at him like, okay.
I think he's completely sober, but he's still laughing. All the Resident Evil, and then they just come out with some new Resident Evil stuff on like Netflix or something.
Did they really?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. They're rebooting it.
Yep.
30 Days a Night.
Bad.
Nothing like blood in the snow on 30 Days a Night.
Is that who I think it is?
Yes.
Johnny Depp.
Is it?
That's Johnny. Little Johnny.
Yep.
So that was before his time on, when was 21 Jump Street? That was in the 80s, wasn't it?
Yes.
He'll Have Eyes. That was creepy.
Hostel was good.
Yeah.
Hostel was really good. Then they got bad.
Alien vs. Predator was good. I don't like Final Destinations. None of them. Woman in Black movies.
Ryan
Reynolds? I think was one of the best ones out of all of them. I think
is that Ryan Reynolds?
It sure is, and Jessica Biel.
That was a really good one.
Yep, and it had Triple X, one of the wrestlers in it.
Yep.
Yeah, and it had the guy from what's his name? He was in. I can't remember who it is. He was the guy that played the main vampire.
Mike says Hostel is another favorite.
Yeah, it's good.
Michael says Disappointment Room.
The Exorcism of Emily Rose is based on a real story too. Only in the real story, it's a boy and not a girl.
No, it's not it's a girl.
No, it's a boy.
It's honey.
Yes.
Exorcism is based on a boy.
Oh yeah, sorry. So the Exorcism was a boy and Exorcism of Emily Rose is a girl. I'm sorry. The Exorcism was never a girl. He's a German boy. Yeah, that was his problem.
Emily Rose kind of went after
that story.
The whole story with the German girl. See, Micah says German boy. It was a German girl.
The Grudge.
Dominic Purcell, Jason.
Who was that?
I guess he's asking Dominic Purcell.
Is that was like the main part? Yeah, he was. There was a show called Prison Break, I think it was called, and he was the older brother in Prison Break, and he was the main vampire in Blade 3.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Daybreakers.
Jeopardy.
Yeah. Daybreakers is good. The Mummy.
Brandon Fraser movie. Jeepers Creepers. Oh yeah, Buggy Days loves that one.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good movie. Little quick thing on Jeepers Creepers. So some of the stuff that Buggy Days makes through his shop, they're remaking or they're redoing Jeepers Creepers. I think it's number 4, and they contacted him for him to make some of the props for the new Jeepers Creepers that's coming out. So hopefully, when it comes out, some of the props that you see in Jeepers Creepers will be made by Buggy Days.
I'm expecting to see Cabin in the Woods on here.
Yeah. Chris Hemsworth. Thor in Cabin in the Woods.
So Michael says he played Dracula in Blade. Yeah.
Yep.
Was Chris Hemsworth in that?
We missed all kinds of good movies because Ed doesn't know how to stop things.
Cabin in the Woods. One of the main characters was Chris Hemsworth.
I was there when they were filming that.
You were there? Really?
I helped build the cabin that they filmed it in.
Very cool.
I'm a Camp Raven Knob and Boy Scout camp in Mount Airy, North Carolina.
Yeah, very cool. The Chris Hemsworth was the one that tried to get out of the area, and he tried to jump his motorcycle over the gorge.
Right.
Yep, that was Chris Hemsworth.
Because you know the scene where the dog, they have the pit bull.
I'm trying to remember that part.
Or maybe they're using the dog for something else. But they had a dog on set. They could not get it to cooperate.
Yeah.
They were fighting with this dog, trying to get it to do what they were trying. This, mind you, I'm 15, 16 years old, riding my bicycle. I didn't know they were filming. I'm riding my bicycle in the back of the woods at this Boy Scout camp, and I come across this woman walking down the road with her eye hanging out. So I start freaking out, and she's just laughing at me. And she takes me back to the cabin and shows me around set and everything.
Yeah.
Good times.
Oh yeah, a lot of tribute to a lot of horror movies.
Now, what movie were y'all talking about?
Cabin in the Woods.
It should be listed
Chris
in one of these.
Hemsworth was in that.
That's what I said. That's before he was big.
Yep.
Grudge was not bad.
The funny thing is they didn't release it until 2011, but they were filming it way before that.
Oh wow.
And what's really crazy is if you go back to when they're doing that, they pay so much homage to all the genres of horror movies and all the classic characters in horror movies when they're all in the cubicles and everything.
Right.
So from Evil Dead to everything else is really cool.
Michael says Hollow Man was trippy.
Was that wasn't Kevin Bacon, was it? Kevin Bacon, Hollow Man? I can't remember.
The Key Skeleton. That sounds familiar. I wasn't very fond with the Brothers Grimm. I think they could have done a little bit better.
The Strangers was good. That was a cool movie.
I don't think I've seen that one.
The Cell. That was Jennifer Lopez before she got really big.
That was weird.
Yeah, but it was cool. It was like a psychological kind of movie, like a dreamscape. Freddy versus Jason. So awesome.
Did you like it, really?
Oh, I loved it. Because it was one of those things, as a fan of both of them, it was, comic book came to life almost. So I thought it was cool.
Micah says Wrong Turn was fun.
Yep. And talking about Rob Zombie, Halloween, Devil's Rejects. I thought Rob Zombie did a great job with Halloween. I think that he put his own spin to it, but I thought he did great with making Halloween.
Yeah. But I like Rob Zombie. I mean, he makes we saw how many times we sit in my car listening to Rob Zombie and all these other bands. Oh my God. My guy says Devil Rejects incredible.
Yes.
I liked it. But I like his style.
Lords of Salem was garbage. I am not going to lie. Lords of Salem was, it was a very tough watch. I made myself sit through it, but I thought it was terrible.
Hey, there's Jennifer's Body.
Oh, yeah. I can watch that with the sound off.
We don't like Megan Fox, do we?
In that. Land of the Dead. I'm surprised George Romero put his name on that. That was terrible.
Right. So Cabin in the Woods, they actually started production in March 2009.
Oh, wow. That is definitely a long time before it come out.
I hated the new Doom. I love the old Doom. I just had...
Yeah, it was a tough one.
And Michael says Shutter Island. I don't know if that's a horror story per se. Is it?
Ghost Ship. Ghost Ship. Some of the best kills.
I love that one. There's a few that I'll watch multiple times. The Orphan's one of them. Ghost Ship.
Yeah.
And Mama. It's another one.
Trick or Treat, such a great Halloween anthology. Sam was such a really cool character.
I've never seen it.
It's so good. Tales of Halloween and Trick or Treat like that. They're anthologies where they have a lot of different stories wrapped up into big one. Really
so
good.
My guess is 31 was better than Lords of Salem.
I completely agree. Lords of Salem was such a tough, terrible watch. I couldn't. Yeah, but 31 was cool. It had a good.
What about Mothman Prophecies?
Dreamcatcher. That's another one.
Never seen Mothman.
I had a hard time watching it.
And if you watch Dreamcatcher, it has like an all-star cast too.
Oh, really?
It has Morgan Freeman in it. It has Michael Caine.
Oh, that's cool.
The guy who played Earl. My name is Earl. What's his name?
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Hide and Seek. Come out wherever you are.
Yes, it was. I want to believe.
House of 1,000 Corpses.
Dr. Satan. X-Files. I always was a huge X-Files fan. So good.
Yeah, I liked. I mean, I was spotty in watching it, but I mean, I liked it.
Yeah, even when they did the few episodes a few years back, they made like 6 episodes.
Yeah.
13 Ghosts.
Whoa, that was good.
Yes, they have had so many things come out in the last couple of years talking about how Netflix or somebody should pick up 13 Ghosts and go back and do the backstories of every single ghost in that. And they actually have somebody on TikTok that went back and did like just little short clips of all the ghosts in that, did little backstories on them. And I think that would be amazing.
That would be really cool. Mike O says he went to the X-Files convention in '96.
Nice. Very cool. I almost had a chance to meet Gillian Anderson a couple of years back at Dragon Con, but she was one of the celebrities that are very hard to get to, so I did not get to meet her.
I apologize. I was completely wrong about Cabin in the Woods. It's not. Okay. That's not the one I was thinking about. It's Cabin Fever.
Ah, got you. Got you.
The one that was filmed up there.
That does not have Chris Hemsworth in it.
No. I'm like, I would know if I met him, especially in 2009, because that's when Thor came out.
Gotcha. I know what you're talking about. Yep.
Oh, there you go, Michael. Mindhunter's right there. Haunting in Connecticut. That was a freaky one too.
Clive Barker, Midnight Meat Train. Very, very awesome, creepy thriller, psychology kind of movie. Bubba Hotep, Bruce Campbell.
Oh.
That's a good one too.
But apparently they redid that one too. The Cabin Fever. They redid it in 2016.
Did they really? No, never caught that one.
Jeepers Creepers. I just didn't know what to think about that film.
I thought they were great. But it's one of those movies too. You're just like, okay, this is a creature. How did he get a driver's license? How did he get a specialty tag on his truck?
Ed freaked out because I told him I loved horror movies, and he goes, "Oh, so you've watched The Omen?" I was like, "Nope." He's like, "How can you tell me you like horror movies and you've never seen The Omen?"
There you go, Kim. There's another one for you. Eight-Legged Freaks.
What? No.
Eight-Legged Freaks.
No.
And those are giant spiders.
Okay, honey, come here. Come here.
Did I hear my name?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So he's on TikTok and he's playing around, right?
Yeah.
He comes walking over to me and goes, "What do you think of this filter?" I was like, "Why are you showing me that?"
It's just a spider creeping over my head.
If you open your mouth, it goes in your mouth too.
Mm-hmm.
No, 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 no,
Mm.
no.
You have an irrational fear of spiders.
Just don't like them.
That's all right. You remember what I'm scared of, don't you, Kim?
Oh my gosh.
Feet.
No. I hate snakes.
Snakes.
If I even see a snake, I will walk away.
No, he won't.
I hate snakes.
I have a natural scare of grizzly bears, elephants, hippopotamus. I mean, yeah.
Hippopotamus are dangerous. They absolutely are.
Uh-huh.
You can't outrun them.
I don't get spiders. I'm like, no spider.
Mike says my wife hates roaches. Yes, I'm in there too. I don't know what it is. Moving in this house,
But there's a difference between hating something and being scared of something. There are two different things. Unless you say people hate because they're scared of something, but I don't know.
So are you afraid of this little guy?
No, because I know it's on the screen.
It's not a snake.
It looks like a lizard, but yeah.
I'll make you bigger so you can show your. No.
There's a lizard. No, I'd be okay with that. But snakes, I don't care. When I worked at a Harley Davidson dealership for 3.5 years, the guys there knew my complete terror of snakes. And on a weekly basis, I was tormented by fake snakes to just scare the living shit.
Mike O has got it right. Scare equals hate in her case. There you go.
Okay.
No, I don't hate snakes.
Moving in here, I don't know what it is. We have the biggest palmettos. And I don't know what it is. Our ceiling in the living room is vaulted, so it's got wood ceiling. I can be sitting on the couch and damn things fall on me. Just the other night, I'm sitting here, and all of a sudden one crawls up, and it's like right there. And I kept thinking, oh God, what would I do if I was on live stream? And okay, now I'm getting creeped out. Ooh, snakes on plane. Jason would be screaming.
I've watched part of it, but yeah, it's one of those. I don't care for it. I didn't like Anaconda. It was a good movie, but it was one of those things I was like, there's no way that I would have lasted 5 seconds on that boat.
Plus, where'd you go to the bathroom there? That was the issue I was having. Guys, it's no big deal, but for girls, oh no, there we go.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Gotta start laundry.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that was great.
Z wasn't bad.
I know. It's one of those things where it's a zombie genre, and it's like zombies have gone from being the slowest creatures ever
to
running top speed.
Right.
Split. All three of those movies are great. Or 2, 3? Just 3. Yeah,
three.
Split. Very good.
Yeah, I saw that. It was really good.
Yep. Now Robbie's not here. There's the cabin in the woods.
Conjuring House. Can you pause it, honey? Yeah, there you go. Conjuring House. I mean, I was a little.
But it's got your favorite people in it.
After talking to Andrea and interviewing her,
yeah,
I really feel bad for her because there's 4 daughters. I know, Micah. Oh my gosh. And I know palmetto bugs are harmless, but they're big and they're icky and but to hear Andrea's story, it's just heartbreaking the things they did. I mean, and this is the questionable thing because Andrea acted it out on a 24-hour live stream. Of course, she wasn't on it 24 hours. And the producer asked, "Do you think your father could react it?" And she's like, "Nope, my father and my sister are not going to react to what we saw that night." So they took them. They had travel campers with them, so they were in there. And Andrea did the whole thing, and she said they weren't even expecting them. They called and said, "Hey, do you mind if we drop by?" And they just got done eating dinner, so they were like, "Yeah, sure." They came with 2 cameramen, them 2, a priest, and supposedly a psychic. And one of the cameramen went and took the camera and put it in the basement. And, of course, Roger wasn't having any of it. Roger's your typical alpha male. He wasn't going to have any of it. But, he kind of got talked into it. If you love your wife, you'll do this. If you love your wife, you'll do that. And it was awful. I mean, they didn't make sure the girls were secured in a safe place. Nothing. And Andrea said they snuck down. And she said and this is the questionable part. The psychic takes something out of her bag and sprinkles it on the table. Psychics don't carry stuff in, that was questionable. And then the other thing was, why is a Catholic priest at an unsanctioned event doing, yes, I know, honey, thank you, doing a seance and hanging out with a psychic / whatever she was, because she was sprinkling stuff and doing all these weird things. And Andrea said suddenly her mom is just talking in languages she doesn't know. The voices weren't her. And she said she actually levitated out of the chair, and then all of a sudden something just knocked her. And she said the sound that her mother's head made when it hit the floor was disgusting. She said, "We thought she was dead."
Oh, wow.
And Roger, of course, ran to her. That's his wife. And, Ed Warren went to grab Roger. "We don't touch the unclean." That's when Roger punched Ed.
Really?
Wow. Mm-hmm. And grabbed him by the scuff and told him that everybody needs to get out. He didn't give a shit. Get out, get out. And the worst thing was, of course, they're going, "Go down in the cellar and get the camera, get the camera." So the camera guy goes down. He comes up and he's crying. And they couldn't figure out why he was crying. So when everything settled, Andrea went down there. The camera, and remember, this was the 70s, so these are big.
Huge camera, yeah.
Smashed to pieces. Nothing to save. Why would you do that with children? And the worst part is, no, there was 5 kids. I'm sorry, because one was a sleepover, one stayed in the closet. Andrea and her other sister watched, but the baby sister went onto the other side of the house because there's 2 stairs, and she witnessed every single thing.
So how did that conclude, though? I mean, once they got through with all that, because of course, when they make a movie, they talk about this, that, whatever, and it goes to a nice, wonderful story at the end. So in reality, how did all that conclude?
It didn't make anything better. It made it worse.
Yeah.
The Bird Box. I liked it, but I really wanted to know what everybody was looking at.
Right.
I never watched it because I don't like Sandra Bullock.
I thought you loved her.
Insidious wasn't bad.
No, those are cool. Midsummer. Woo! Have either one of you seen that?
Mm-mm.
It is
Well, it's Swedish.
One of those movies where when you watch it, you're just like,
what are you saying? That's not even a horror thing.
That was a natural everyday thing right there in Holland.
It's just a weird movie. It's like, Jesus Christ, who thought of this?
Yeah, exactly. Whoever wrote that movie and filmed it were on acid.
If you want to see a good movie like Wicker Man, you remember Wicker Man?
Yes.
It's where the guy he doesn't even know it that he's being set up. He thinks he's saving this girl from getting into being burned to death, and he he ends up in that to me is like, okay, because it happens in England, these burnings. Not that people are in there, but they do that stuff. So, but Midsummer just didn't make sense. Just weird.
Yeah.
Mike O says Midsummer was wonderful, but he said, I think the Warrens brought something that was attached to him, and I absolutely agree 100%. I think that's what brought something that's a little bit darker there.
So do you think that they did that to more than one location with bringing something that was attached to them to different locations?
That I can't say.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm very iffy on, my question is, if you're going to do something like this so carelessly, then you didn't care about the family. You just wanted this cut on film.
Yeah. So do you think that their portrayal of Amityville was a publicity stunt? Because they went in years later and tried to do whatever.
Somebody that I really trust, he was a demonologist at one time, and he was able, between sellers, to actually go in there.
Mm-hmm.
He says there is something in there.
Yeah.
Now, I agree with what people say. It is, like, somebody can live in the Conjuring house and not have any problems.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say somebody moves in with a couple of kids and, animals. Yeah, that could stir things up a little bit. In the next family, they could have a really nasty, nasty experience. So I think it's just kind of, I think it has to do with the family.
Yeah.
And just certain dynamics to make things blow up. Because like Mike O says, indeed, they may have been purveyors of evil. We just don't have the evidence.
Yeah.
And that's why you have to kind of be careful. If Ralph Sargi says there was something in there, yeah, is it that bad? I don't know. I mean, it's weird because I think they had now 3 owners, if I'm correct, and none of them
have anything.
Could they have experienced a little bit of haunting that you can just go, okay, yeah.
I think it's the windows.
So who saw Don't Breathe?
Huh?
Don't Breathe.
I've seen it.
Because it reminded me of that old Rutger Hauer movie where he was blind with his samurai sword, and he basically, this is like three thieves breaking into a house, and the guy is blind. They're trying to rob him blind, but he's already blind, and he gets them, right?
Right.
I'm we live in a state where you stand your ground and where you shoot everybody that walks into your house. So
Yeah, but not everything's that way.
I don't know. I wasn't like it's kind of, it didn't even feel sorry for the guys that for these things.
No, absolutely not. But what's crazy too is the house turned into like this huge maze. It's like, how big is that house actually when they're going through it? It's like, how big is that house?
that started out to become very weird, because how can he find his way in that house that is such a maze?
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen that? Don't Breathe?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah. And then they actually made a second one, didn't they not?
I don't know if they made a second one.
How did I miss this?
What do you mean? How did you miss this?
I don't remember seeing this.
You don't remember that one? Oh,
No.
okay. It's okay. It's okay. I think that maybe something happened, like you fell asleep.
You didn't miss much.
Bye. See ya. What is it? Chapter 2? Is that just supposed to be the part 2?
Yes,
it is.
Second.
Yeah, it's when all the kids from the first one have gotten older.
It's the same way they did the first one, the
I'm
original.
sorry. That Dark Shadow is just hilarious.
Dark Shadows for you, Rob. Yeah,
I love that one.
That is just hilarious.
Life is good.
Very true. Sinister.
Mm-hmm.
Good old creepy flick.
Yeah.
Warm Bodies. That was actually, I watched it. I was like, this is actually kind of funny.
I know. I was like, I'm not gonna like it. I'm not gonna like it. And I was like, this ain't so bad. I mean,
I thought it was kind of funny.
Not so great, but I mean, it was funny.
And then now they've made all the Disney movies and stuff. They're like zombie kids or whatever.
Oh, let's see. Mother. That was never. I don't think we watched it because I was like, that's just too weird.
Doctor Sleep, I heard that one's good.
Doctor Sleep was excellent. It had Elliot from E.T. in it. He played Lloyd.
Right. Hansel and Gretel. I don't really consider that horror.
No.
I mean, it had, has it has crap from the Avengers.
Yeah, Hawkeye.
Yeah, Hawkeye. That's what I was trying to think.
Mike Says Witch was a great movie. It Follows was good. Mother was great. Really? Maybe I have to give it a chance. Dracula. I like that Dracula movie.
The Meg.
He was just Woman in Black. I don't remember that.
That's Harry Potter.
Is it?
Uh-huh.
The Evil Dead. Even that movie right there had so much homage to the first one, but even if so, they did such an incredible job on it, and just the sheer amount of blood and everything. I thought it was excellent.
See, I'm missing out on. I didn't even see that one.
There's my girl again.
Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Halloween's they went so good, or they were good, and then they went, and then they got bad, and then they've got good.
They run it to the ground is what they're doing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I really like the Underworld series.
Yes, they were really, really good.
Yeah.
It was nicely done.
Yeah.
The Purge, I watched the first one. It was pretty good.
But, it's sometimes nice to watch a horror movie where the good guy doesn't win.
True.
There we go.
Lincoln Vampire Hunter. That's a documentary.
Oh, okay. Documentary.
Yep. Happy Death Day. Good one.
We are finishing a brand new cherry floor. So I'm saying good night all. Great conversation. Thank you, Mike. I definitely need to catch up with you.
I haven't even seen any of these. Must have been in 2010. The Shallows.
Is that one good?
Decent movie. Good shark movie. Good thriller.
If you
unless it's Ryan Reynolds' wife that plays in it.
Oh, that's the one Lexi wants to watch. Annabelle.
Decent. I didn't
Is
mind
it
it
fit for a 10-year-old to watch?
yeah. It's not a horrible movie. It's not like gratuitous sex scenes or anything in it.
What about the gore, though?
It's
really mean.
More psychological kind of stuff.
Okay.
Did not see the remake of The Thing.
Never made it.
Yeah.
Right there. I mean, when Kurt Russell's in something, you don't want to mess it up. So
I feel like I saw The Visit.
Yeah.
There's a new Carrie.
Yep, and if that's the same girl, I think it's the girl that played in Kick-Ass. I think
Chloe, whatever her name is. Yeah.
Yep, did a great job. The Nun, those were really cool. Like those.
I really like Carrie. I was worried they were going to do.
Mess it up.
Yeah. Hush.
I'm not saying that one.
We saw that one, the Oculus. It was weird. It was very weird. But that one ended good, didn't it, Ed? That one ended really good. It was weird, but...
Oh, yeah. Oculus, yeah.
Everybody ends up... No, nobody didn't end up dying, right?
No.
She was the only one alive.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Oh, I'm telling you, it's so... Wouldn't you say it's worth seeing? I mean, it's not the greatest, but it is pretty...
Yeah, it is worth seeing, especially because of I like movies that go a certain way until you found. That's why I liked. I like movies that like Jacob's Ladder. I like that because you don't know what's going on. You just follow the story.
Twist to it.
Yep.
And I just love about movies like that just take you in like, oh, it's this kind of movie, and then all of a sudden it just
Yeah, it's like going back to Jacob's Ladder and stuff. Did you ever see Altered States?
I think I saw that. Yes.
Yeah, that was another one kind of like that. Really good movie. Again, a good twist, and it's good when horror movies don't just stick to, we're all out in the woods. Somebody's killing everybody.
The problem, because you had in the 80s and 90s, you were like, well, why didn't they run the other way? Right? Who goes in there? Because you're going to be trapped if you go in there. And
right.
All these things like, oh, let's split up. Really?
Yeah.
It's safer if you stay together. But I mean, they made it all that way, but it's much nicer to see a movie that you just think like, oh, this is a thriller, or this is this, and then it turns out to be supernatural.
Yeah.
Right.
Or just completely psychological. Psychological. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
The other way around.
But, back in the 80s, that was the formula that worked, and to go see some whack job, chop somebody's head off, that was the formula that worked. It's not like you had to have, it was more of a content than having a good script, I guess. You had more, let's just see how many different ways we can kill somebody.
Right, but that's why they never won an Oscar, right? It's like, it's that kind of movie. Like it's like hamburgers, right? It's not a culinary great thing, but it fills your stomach.
True.
And that's what they did too. And I don't know. It's like if you want more people to like horror, you got to build a story up a little bit more.
Yeah.
And that's why Rosemary's Baby was always good. People didn't
Yeah,
know.
because it made you think about, okay, whose child is this actually once it starts getting more towards the end? It's like, actually, whose baby is this? He has his eyes. He has Satan's eyes.
Okay. Running list.
Okay, running list. I've never heard of. Hey, look, it's the Crazies.
Mortal Instruments. I feel like I've seen that one.
I think I have a crying child coming down to visit me.
That's okay. Trust me, you don't know how many times.
He's looking for his mommy. Hey, what's wrong?
My girl again.
You want to come sit with me?
Your curly kid.
You want to come sit with me?
Oh.
Hey, you want to come sit with me? Come here. Hey, you want to be on TV?
Okay. Russell.
Oh, poor buddy.
All right. I had a blast, guys. This was awesome.
Get it?
Yeah. I've got a child that needs attention at 12:30 or 11:30 tonight.
Yes.
Hey.
Thank you. And we'll get together and
Absolutely. And anytime you guys want me back on here, we'll talk about horror, or I would love to hear the stories that you guys have of your paranormal investigations and all that kind of stuff.
You've had paranormal stuff to happen too, so.
Yep. So I would love to continue all this again. Whenever you're ready to have me back on, I'd love to be on.
Definitely. You're always welcome.
All right. Thank you, guys. See you guys.
Thank you.
Everybody have a good night.
Nice
See
to meet
ya. All right. Absolutely. See you guys. Bye.
Click them off it. We've been in this stages, haven't we, honey? We all have.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh man, I haven't seen these movies. I don't
Me
know
either.
why.
None of these.
I've never heard of the Wolf Man. I don't even know who plays it.
Michael J. Fox.
You're funny. You're funny.
Teen
Brightburn? I've never heard Brightburn. A Purge again.
I think that's what I watched this election year.
I watched the first Purge and I was just like, eh. The Neon
It makes you think that
Demon.
can really happen.
Hey, look at that. A Neon Demon. An aspiring model, Jesse's trying, is a.
You pause it? Thank you.
Jessie is new to Los Angeles. However, her beauty and youth, which generates intense fascination and jealousy within the fashion industry, may prove themselves sinister.
Yeah, if you bring it like this and this thing, then I'm not even. I don't even want to see it.
It's a weird cover. Oh, there's Pet Cemetery again.
That's the remake.
Nah.
I haven't watched that one.
More Paranormal Activity.
There's two.
So yeah. Oh, you
roll
wanna-
that beautiful bean footage.
Roll it. Yeah.
I mean,
that's the great Paranormal Activity again. It's just like, yeah. You
Right.
Oh,
The
now
legendary
that
Anthony
was
Hopkins.
that one was so good. Have you seen that one?
Yeah.
That's good and creepy. And have you seen that one?
Legion, that one's good.
That one's good. Oh, gee. More Paranormal Activity.
thought those are your favorite.
You know what I thought was funny in one of the paranormal things was the camera guy was babysitting the kid. And he goes in there and he's doing Bloody Mary.
Uh-huh.
And the third time he said it, the older little girl was standing next to him. And this thing flashes up and scared the shit out of him. I've not seen the Saw final chapter.
I'd rather not.
No. I'm like you. I don't like watching people hack their limbs off.
I mean, the premise of the way the whole series started, I don't know if you know how it started or not.
Yeah. It's to punish the greedy and...
No. I'm talking about the actual... I'm talking about the actual premise of the movie, why it started.
Oh, no.
You had two film students who had just graduated film school. They had a low budget. And so they challenged each other to rent one room and film the whole movie in one room. A blockbuster.
Interesting.
And they did it. That's the new
Hey,
Hellboy.
I spit on your grave.
That's the new Hellboy. It's pretty good. As beloved.
What do you think? The new Hellboy did?
No.
You didn't like
Hellboy,
it?
No.
No.
I don't know why they didn't get Ron Perlman to come back. In fact, he's coming back. They're making a third one.
Yeah, probably.
No, that would be the fourth one, wouldn't it?
No, because the last one that
right.
they did.
I thought they lost a lot of humor in the last.
Yes, Ron Perlman was just funny.
Right, where they're going to get him. So they were trying to reboot it, is what they were trying to do, and it didn't work.
Like with a lot of things nowadays.
Yeah, well, my generation can't come with any unique ideas.
Well, I don't think it's anything new, because I've seen, if you go back to movies from the 40s and the 50s, you see that in the 90s a lot of movies were remade, 80s and 90s.
Right.
So I don't think I think it's the I think because of the times that we live in now, I think the creation, the creative spirit is being pushed back.
I agree with that. I've said that to my stepdad. You guys wanted us to be computer engineers. You need to be, a doctor. You need to be a teacher. Not, or you're an artist?
Right.
Tell me the story that you just came up with. I remember being told that,
No, but imagine if you now if you now live in a certain area that doesn't have internet and it doesn't have, you have no need for smartphones and whatever, but you have to read books and use your imagination.
Right. I remember being told that, being a graphic designer, you're never going to find a job doing that, or fashion designer. You're never going to find a job doing that, but that's what we need. Because God knows we need a fashion designer who knows what they're doing these days.
Every generation is starting to say about these things. But I mean, I sometimes see all these TikToks and whatever that they're talking about the Generation X, which we're part of too. And you look back like, yeah, I went on my bike and nobody knew where I was.
Same. And I'm Generation Y or millennial. I'm a millennial.
Mm-hmm.
And you came home, you did your homework, and then you were outside until dark.
Right.
Or you come in and eat dinner, then you go back outside.
Yeah, you still had parents that believed in that kind of stuff. It's like I kind of feel sorry for my kid that all his PS4 computer games are so mapped out for him.
Because today I'm taking out the trash, and I'm like, Lexi, can you get a trash bag? You were going to help me bag up the recyclables, because we were bag of recyclables and take them out. and she's carrying them out. The recyclables obviously aren't that heavy because empty cardboard, empty bottles.
Mm-hmm.
And Mom's like, "Why is she doing that?" I'm like, "Because it's not going to hurt her to do it.
Mm-hmm.
She needs to learn to be independent."
Right.
She was carrying the recyclables. I was carrying the garbage. But I don't think a lot of parents, they don't believe in that. My child's never going to have to do anything like that. My grandparents were like that. The people who raised me. They wanted me, at 18, I wanted to get a job, move out, and learn how to support myself. And they wanted me to stay at home, work for my grandfather's business, and they were going to provide me everything. And I'm like, well, you're not going to be around forever. I need to learn how to do this myself.
Well, that's what I want to instill in my son too. I want to instill in my son that you can live on your own.
And I explain it like this: I'm not raising a child; I'm raising an adult.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
I want her to be able to do things without me, and me be able to trust that she can take care of it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that is the biggest problem that we have, that we're missing creativity because of the technical world that we live in nowadays.
I can see that.
But again, can you imagine how, like, remember World of War?
War of the Worlds.
War of the Worlds. World of the Wars. Whatever. Can you imagine that people were sitting, that they really believed when they were sitting at the radio that thing was going on? I mean, nowadays you can't do that anymore because you get YouTube from the whole world. So it doesn't, you know.
Oh, I went on to a job a couple of weeks ago, and we're not too far from a nuclear plant. And the sirens from the nuclear plant started going off. And instead of, everybody like freaking out, they just ignored it.
Yeah.
I'm like, with what's going on overseas right now, that could be real.
Yep.
That could be not just a test. Because usually when they were doing a test, they'd come over the loudspeaker announcing they were going to do a test, then the alarms would go off.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't. Apparently it was some wiring issue. But anyway, nobody acted like it was a real thing, and that kind of bothered me. Because it could happen.
We're losing that. We're losing that generation that could make something with their hands.
Uh-huh.
And we're getting into a generation where people, have to import people from other countries that still work that way to have things done that way.
Right.
And it's sad. It's sad because we don't see the value of that kind of work anymore.
We lost all the trades, all the vocational schools, because everybody's going to go to college.
Yeah, they pushed that on us, on my generation. You got to go to college. You have to have a college degree to be able to have a job and to be able to live.
Yeah, which was totally that's not true. It's totally not true.
I say probably 95% of the people that I know that went to college are not using their degree right now.
Right. All they gave you was a student debt. That's all they gave you. They didn't give you anything.
Give you student debt, yeah.
Yeah. But it's such a joke because I just don't get it. I don't,
I don't get it either. People are in the mindset that we're entitled and we shouldn't have to work.
Well, oops, why is that thing there? Hold on. I thought my microphone is a little high. Oops. Yeah. Okay. Isn't it the whole story that you started to talk about? Oh yeah, I agree, Hunt. Okay, hold on.
Hang on. Okay. Wait. So you got to hear about Jason and his shop and what he does. I'm going to post his link below. And of course, Robbie, the wonderful, I'm going to be posting his link below after we're done with the live stream. So everybody can go and check them out. Albert is also a good one. Y'all go check him out. And I know Michael, he's on Instagram, and his wife on Wednesdays, and they sell all kinds of crystals and stuff like that. And let's see, there's Crow. Everybody give a Crow a big shout out. David. So I thank you very much, all of y'all, for coming. I thank all of y'all that are going to end up watching this afterwards. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. And we shall be doing another open panel soon. Thank you and good night.